Alright, hello. I'm here to teach you how to use Jitter. I'm going to do a basic Jitter tutorial. Basic means starting off with Jitter, how to use Jitter from the beginning, and hopefully we'll get up to a simple video crossfade, which is really very easy to do. There's an actual crossfade tool in Jitter. But yeah, I'm going to start off. I'll show you how to get started with Jitter. So to start off, you're going to need a new jit.grab object, and this is to get video out of your home screen. So we'll add a toggle to that, as well as it needs a Q metro. Q metro being a metro that basically has lower priority, so it's less stressful for your computer. And we hook it up like so. We'll also add open and close messages to the jit.grab. And then we'll need a jitter window, so that's called jit.window. I'll have to name it. And then it'll just pop up right here, kind of just let it hang out. And then we'll connect the two. So if all went well, you should be able to open, which will turn on your camera. It turns on the little light on a MacBook, and then you turn on the Q metro, and there I am. Simple, right? Now, there's different ways of doing this as well. So instead of using a jitter window, I want to delete this actually. You can do a jitter p window. So jit.p window. We'll add a little window in here, which is, I'm guessing, what most people expect. And so that'll show me way down there. And then what I also like to add to most of my jitter patches is a little trick. We'll add a key object, which, as you can see in the description, reports keyboard presses. And it'll basically send out numbers. I'll just show you really quick. Basically, as I type on my keyboard, it'll tell you like that. At delete, it was a 127 right there. So if we select 27, which is escape, as I'll show you here, push escape, and bang, the bang happens. Unfortunately, you can't see that escape. You're just gonna have to believe me. And then we'll add a message, full screen, $1. And so this way we can toggle full screen on and off with the escape key, which turns out to be quite handy. It's pretty much impossible to get a full screen without this little button, but I'll show you right now. Full screen, there I am. So this right here is the basic jitter setup. This is how I start every patch. Very, very easy to do, very handy. Now what I'm going to show you guys next, very briefly, so my battery doesn't die here, is crossfading. So if I add this little file here, this is a handy little file I like to use all the time. Basically plays for test videos and things like that. Plays files. I mean, it even has change of rate, looping, and then there's standard max files in here. I believe a couple of these are actually mine. But we'll add the countdown here. Makes for a little bit of an interesting mix. And move this out of the way. We'll add a jitter.crossfade, which might be, xfade. Add one matrix to one side, one matrix to the other. Also, you'll notice these jitter matrices travel down little paths, much like the audio signal does. But if you take a look at an audio signal patch cord, you'll see that it's actually a little bit of a different color. I don't know if you'll be able to see this here, but you can see the color is slightly darker green. Handy for when you have both in one patch, which is what Max is so good for, really. So here I've added the crossfade. Delete this again. And as you can see, there is only one input, only the left input is going on. So we'll add a slider here. Change its value in the inspector window, which is not nearly big enough. So it'll have a float output, range 1, and 0 to 1 range. So we'll take a look at it. And there we go. And if you take a look at the crossfade help patch, it'll show you that, I mean, you can add a true object, I guess, which will make it easier to switch between the two, I guess. But if you hook it up, you'll notice that nothing happens like this. So if we add an attribute UI object, which is this object is probably one of the most underused and most useful objects in Max. If you hook it up to an object, click on this here, and it'll show you all the different attributes that you can have for that object. So if, for example, I hook it up to jitter.grab, it'll give me a list of all the jitter.grab options that I can have available. And that way I don't need different menus for all of these different things. I can do it all in one menu. But so here, if I do it like this, attach it to a crossfade object, I can crossfade easily between the two videos. Yeah, that was quick. That was easy. That was very easy, was it not? Hopefully you've been following along this whole time. And I'll try and get a little more complicated here. Just do a quick check. Alright, so we still have a little bit more time. So we'll get a little more complicated here. So I'll show you a couple different movie types you can have. Obviously I've shown you that you can have a movie file playing. But you can also have noise as well, and I'll show you how to do this. Seems it saves the setting. So we'll add a jit dot noise, which will generate white noise in video, which is actually not at all white. See if I can keep my face on top here. And clear. So we have a jit.noise. It'll ask for different types of noise. We're gonna gloss over what that is for a second, but it'll ask for a matrix. We'll do a simple 8x8 matrix. And then it will also need a bang or a Q metro, basically to output a new jitter matrix every time it gets a bang. And jitter kind of relies on these metro objects to send out bangs within a certain set of time. Q metro 33 is pretty close. I'm not sure why. That'd be every 33 milliseconds. There's probably a reason for that. But if you take a look, here we go. You can see the matrix right there. And instead of making it one-dimensional, we'll make it all this way. But you see you can add the different types of matrices. So this is an 8x8 noise matrix, which means that it'll have 8 squares by 8 squares down the side. So if we change that again, keep hiding myself here. If we change that to what the actual screen is, there'll be a different one for every pixel. So we'll do 320 by 240, which is the default. And you can see every little pixel is a different color. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, and you can crossfade between the two like before. Anyway, that's my beginner's jitter tutorial. Hopefully you have learned something useful. And these kind of patches are the basis for all the other patches that I use, basically.